Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm calling this planning board meeting to order. It is Monday, October the 27th, 2025 at 6 p.m. And we do have a quorum. Does staff or any board members have any suggested edits to the agenda? Thank you. Noted. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
A second.
Seems like all is in favor. So we have a couple of business items I see today. We will now present, the town staff will now present the first business item.
Hello,
Hello.
good afternoon. I have planning board recommendation on an ordinance amendment to section 17-1504 penalties and remedies for violations. This one is to match the general statute for appeals of administrative decisions. Our code has a 10-day appeal must be taken in 10 days for penalties and remedies for violations of section 17, like code wise, and I'm changing that to 30 to be consistent with, like appeals from board decisions, and just because 10 days seems very small for people to appeal. So I'm changing that to 30 days.
Questions? May I make a motion to consider this proposal consistent or inconsistent with the town council?
So moved.
Consistent,
Consistent.
okay. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Also, the second point is, are we making a recommendation or not recommending this text amendment be presented to council? So what is the recommendation, to recommend or not recommend?
Recommend.
Recommend.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
C,
Okay, so I have a planning board recommendation on an ordinance amendment to section 17-410, the table of permitted uses. This one is to adjust the code to have bar uses in the CB district downtown, to have the same process as microbreweries and reflect the area, the already existing bars in the area. For some reason I caught this, I was looking in the ordinance, and it has an X for bars in CB, which is the downtown, which we do have bars there. I don't, as far back as like 2020, it's been empty there, and I don't know if that's something you guys want to keep that way, or because there's already existing bars. So I feel it's an inconsistency and an error, but if that's something that you guys feel is a necessary thing.
so I have a question. So
Mhm.
currently, the bars that operate downtown have difference from the other ones, so you're asking for it to remain that way? I need clarification.
Yeah, so the previous what's the Hatchet Brewing? The Hatchet Brewing, that one was listed as a microbrewery, so that one was okay. That one went through the special use process and they got a special use. As far as I know, for like Quantum Toad, that one was previously existing as a bar beforehand, and same with the Alley Bar, it's pretty long standing, but as far as back as I could see, we never actually had a change for it there, so I'm trying to make it so that it's consistent with the downtown. Like there's a special use process if another one in the future tried to go, rather than it just be
Not to
allowed
change
as of
them that
now.
are currently
Yeah,
in place.
yeah, not
They're
to
gonna
change
be
them.
like kind of grandfathered in.
Exactly.
But you're saying if a new one
Yeah.
comes in, and explain that process one more time.
It's to make it a special use permit like the microbreweries are.
Okay.
Because if it's an X right now, honestly, I don't know how grandfather in some of these would be.
Right, I know,
Yeah, yeah.
I understand, but you're saying if anyone new comes in, then they
Yeah.
would have to go through the special use
Mhm,
permit process.
Yeah.
So if someone comes and occupies the Hatch Act
Mm-hmm.
brewery, they would have to go through the special use process.
If they were trying to be a bar as of now, they would not be allowed because they were under microbrewery.
Excuse me, can I ask questions that I just have?
Yeah,
so I
of
have a
course,
clear
of course,
understanding?
yeah.
So right now, I guess I'm a little confused because when they opened up,
Mm-hmm.
we just they didn't go through the process and they were allowed to open up under as a brewery without having to go through the special use.
They did do a special use permit for the brewery,
Okay,
but a brewery is listed different than bars here.
okay. So if a bar comes,
Yeah,
then they currently do not have to go through that process. But
they
you wanna-
can't. There's
There's
they're not
no-
allowed in downtown.
Oh, but the special use permit would allow them
Mhm.
to. Okay,
Yeah,
got it,
yeah.
got it, got it, got it, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we want to make it consistent where they can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have no more questions. Any questions?
Good.
Okay. So are we making a proposal that it be this be consistent or is this consistent or inconsistent with the town code?
Well, yeah, doing this would make it consistent.
Doing it would make it consistent. So that's, we want it to be consistent. So do we have a motion to make it consistent with the town code? The motion is, that this proposal be consistent with the town code.
Well, yeah, or to accept the recommended that's in supplementary process, yes.
So we're saying that to make it consistent with the town code.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Second,
That's it.
all right, all in favor. And the second motion is, do we recommend this text amendment to the council as presented?
That's so much.
Thank you.
That's it.
All in favor. Thank you. D.
Okay, so this one is recommendation of an ordinance amendment to section 17-620, reconsideration of town council actions, and section 17-1706, reconsideration of zoning map amendments. These two sections are being amended to adjust the code to fit this recent House bill that was passed by the state. It's House Bill 926. So I provided it in here. It prohibits the waiting periods for refiling development applications. So our current code has it as a year. So I have to get rid of that. So as you see in the code, it's just marking out the whole section that,
With the time frame to be consistent with state
yeah,
law.
yep. So it's for refiling periods. There's none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too much we can do.
Yeah.
Comply with it. Is it consistent? I mean, kind of stuff we still have to go through it. Okay.
Yeah.
Motion that this proposal be consistent with town code,
Well, state code, yeah,
well, state code.
ultimately.
It should be town code, state code.
So moved.
Okay.
A second.
All in favor, and then we recommend this to the town council as presented.
So moved.
Okay,
A second.
all in favor. Thank you. Subdivision request.
Yes, so I have planning board review recommendation of a major subdivision preliminary plat, special use permit. The applicant is Salem Street Developers. I believe they're here. and this is a development in our ETJ off Buffalo Road. It is a 71.8 acre project. It's R20 low density residential. It is in a floodway, and
My apologies, it is.
yeah, it is. It is. I have provided the flood zones in the staff report that it has parts of it into it, and that's gonna go into their open use requirements, open space requirements, and we're also working with them for out of the 14.4 total acres of open space, we're working with them on a 0.9 that's like a small discrepancy in between. But it's gonna be 56 lots as shown in their plans, and this one, I'm just looking for a recommendation or non-recommendation, but staff believes this proposal is consistent with the Town of Selma UDO and Comprehensive Land Use Plan.
Are they allowed to come up
Yep,
and introduce
yeah.
themselves and talk a little bit about it?
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Scott Brown, 409 Chicago Drive, Suite 112, Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm with the 40 Site Solutions, the engineers and surveyors for the project. We put the preliminary plat together, been working with Taylor on trying to make sure that we had the ordinance satisfied and met, and I think with the back and forth, I think we've got everything satisfied. Like he mentioned, we've got 56 acres, 56 lots on better than 70 acres of land. We don't have any of the lots that are not inside of the 100-year flood. If you'll notice on the plat, the lots are outside of the floodway and the 100-year flood areas. So these are all uplands. We've had the soils looked at, evaluated, and confirmed by a licensed soil scientist that septic will work on each of the lots. So we're here tonight asking for the board to grant us approval of the preliminary plat so that we can continue to push forward on preparing construction drawings for the development. And I'll be glad to answer any questions. The developer is here as well, sitting to my back left. If you've got any specific questions that are not engineer or survey related that I can't answer for you.
And these will be single family homes, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Single family stick built homes.
Okay, and approximately how many bedrooms?
Anywhere from 3 to 4, just depending on what the soils are. Preferably more 4s than 3s is what the preference is, for it to be all, as many 4 bedrooms as we can get. Yeah.
I'm Braxton Montague, representative from Salem Street Developers. We are actually contracted with a local builder on this, and the contract is for at least 75% 4-bedroom conventional septic systems. So
Do you have buyers already, or?
no, not that I know. Not like I said, we're selling the lots to a builder.
Okay,
As
okay,
far as
okay.
they go, I doubt they've got any pre-sales at this point. We're so early.
Thank you. Any questions?
Working on it.
Oh, okay.
We just want to
Write
make
it
this,
down or leave it up there if it helps you.
Then, if it's possible, can we have it on the screen exactly where it is? And this is on what road again?
Buffalo.
Thank you.
Good evening, Planning Board. I do think it's important to clarify a couple statements that were made. This is not in accordance with our UDO regarding the open space that is required. It does not mean that staff is not recommending this project. I will say that staff is still researching this. It is an anomaly issue. Our code in the section that was referenced regarding 17-1203 is in relation to an open space and a town property. So for example, you're building next to a park, and your open space allows you not to meet your wetlands require you don't meet the open space requirements, but there's a park next door. We're going to count this town property as open space next to your park. This is in the ETJ. Obviously, we don't have a park nearby that could be considered open space as well. Our code does not directly address that issue. And so sometimes we operate in the gray. There is about 0.9 acreage, correct? That is not accounted for in the required open space of that. So I did want to clarify that it does not meet our UDO requirement for open space, but that does not mean that we're not recommending the project.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
This map is not, the orientation is different than what's on the flood map. And I'm having a hard time matching them up. Huh?
I believe at one point it's 2 halves.
I'm looking at, this is the first page on, is it C2? It's the whole plot, right? That's the whole property. So, yeah, where's the river? Okay, yeah, this is what I had here, that's what I was trying to see. Overlapping of the floodplain against this lot. It's not exactly very clear.
Yeah, those are like the floodplain layers, but I also have.
What, the 100-year floodplain?
Yeah.
Or just a floodway?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is like the news.
Yeah, yeah, I know the property.
But it's 100 year.
It's at the 100-year.
If y'all got a copy of the plans, I can show you the 100-year line plans, some plans. You see it?
Well, there's a lot on the plan and nothing
Yeah.
has any,
You got such a small one there, let me show
nothing,
you.
there's no
Okay.
demarcation.
Yeah, the
as
one
to
I
what
have,
this
it's just
and
it's
that
a
is.
small portion of it.
Yeah,
Okay, put it
Yes,
back here.
yes, yes.
You see that line that's got 100 on it? It's a purple line. That's your 100-year flood.
yeah, we could never see that.
Yeah, that's what
Why
I'm
did he
saying.
give, why did he give us that?
I don't know, but I mean, we can certainly.
Cause it goes down pretty steep here.
Just
I've
the
hunted
back of
there.
the lots drop
Yeah.
off, steep back where the floodplains, that's where the wetlands and all are at. But you can see that 100-year line stays outside of our lots all the way around. We got like a little peninsula, little island. up in here.
What's this here?
That's not suitable
Where's it?
soils.
Okay,
That's where we had
So
the
you're-
soils checked
you gonna
out.
have your playground there?
Yeah.
No.
That's a large lot, but you can see that we've got a whole lot of open space out here.
Mhm.
But the way the ordinance is written, you cannot count wetlands stuff inside for open
Right.
space, and that's why we're 0.9 acres short. And back and forth with Taylor, we're asking if we could pay it down, or what would additional discussion be required, but the staff was recommending approval, so. I said,
We would ask any further testimony to be on the mic, just so we can get it for minute
yes, ma'am.
purpose.
I'll leave that there for y'all to look at.
Yeah, this means-
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's dirty.
Well,
It
we can
sounds-
ask, we
It
can
sounds
ask.
bad.
Yeah, we can ask that.
Yeah, I'd be glad to answer any questions, like I said, but that purple line there shows with the 100, is the floodplain.
It's a good question.
Yeah, no, I'm just, as best I can. I think I'm not
Okay.
doing this.
No, no, no.
Do y'all have any
Okay.
additional questions?
Let you decide with Taylor, get it worked out. Wait on that. Should we wait for that?
What'd you say?
Wait for them to get it worked out till that.
So you don't wanna make you don't wanna vote in this until they work it out?
Yeah. That's what I
Don't
said.
work out what now?
That 0.9 acres, whatever it is.
that we've been discussing, I know Taylor and the manager's been discussing, talking about it for several weeks. I'm not sure what it's gonna take. It was my understanding it was kind of worked out and was gonna be discussed additional here tonight. So I don't know what else there is to discuss to work out.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I want to make sure I summarize them. She shared with us that there was the gray area. It did not mean that you were not recommending, it just mean that there were some additional items such as that shortage of the 0.9 acres for them to work out. So it doesn't mean that we cannot vote. However, it doesn't mean that we can't vote on it.
All right.
Yeah, but,
But I'd like to see it resolved.
okay.
That's my personal preference.
So I guess the question is to the town, it is, because this is a gray area, is this something that can be resolved, or is something that we just have to kind of work through to see how it kind of plays out? There, that's it. So, do we still go through the process then? Okay, so I think we can amend it by saying that we would like to be able to see how it is worked out, but we do proceed with it going to town council as it has been presented, and just if you can let us know how that the remaining issue with the 0.9 acres is
Yes,
worked
ma'am.
out. Thank you. Is that good? You good with that?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna abstain, but that's good.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So, are y'all at vote or did y'all just vote?
No, we didn't get voted.
I think
We
it's
didn't
pretty
even
much.
have a movement, made a
Right.
motion,
Oh.
a motion. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, good plan.
So I guess we make the recommendation this be presented to town council as is, with the caveat that we would like to get an update on how this proceeded with the 0.9 acres. Oh, okay. He's not gonna move.
I second.
Okay. All in favor? I think that's the majority. Alrighty,
I abstain.
he abstained.
Officially. Unanimity.
Oh. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Can I ask when the planning, when that council meeting starts?
December 8th. Yeah.
Okay, and we'll follow up offline to get this worked out prior to.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Okay, so planning board review recommendation of a special use permit. This is for Sunoco Midstream LLC at 2,999 West Oak Street. This one is for a modification. This is not a full site plan review. This is a request for an addition of a 19,400 gallon above ground storage tank and associated above ground piping. And this is the reason why this is going through a special use permit rather than just being administrative is because this use of bulk petroleum stations requires a special use permit. So it has to go through the same process for modifications, for major modifications like an additional above ground storage tank. But staff believes this proposal is consistent with the town of Selma UDO and comprehensive land use plan.
Good evening. members of the Town Stone Planning Board. My name is Benton Sorry, 5 Ward Place, Clayton, North Carolina. I'm an attorney at law firm here in Winslow and Smithfield, and here on behalf of Sunoco Midstream LLC, who's the applicant. Mudit Singh is here, senior project engineer from the company. Caitlin Roanhouse is here from Geosyntec Engineers, consultants, right? Yeah, thank you. And they're here to answer any questions. Briefly, this is a modification, going through the special use permit process for a 19,400 gallon above ground storage tank. I'll note that this tract of property already has 7 above ground storage tanks located on it. It's located what we all know as the fuel tank at the terminal farm, whatever we call it, which I counted before I came here today. There are 70 existing storage tanks on this particular area. It's well within the current expected use. It's within the Uniform Development Ordinance standards and 2040 land use plan. I'll note that I think the planning board and town council obviously makes 4 findings of fact with respect to this particular process, special use permit. First of which being harmony with the UDO and land use plan. Town staff has recommended, they've asked that be read into the record. The land use plan, which is published on your website, shows this is an industrial area, and again, it's in harmony with the other 70 fuel tanks that are located there. Safety, health, and environmental concerns are another finding that this council must make. We've listed that on the on our application process as well. But I'll note that, as Mudit can talk about, asking Caitlin, that this is being built, designed, and constructed in line with existing environmental standards and our industry norms with respect to above ground storage tanks. The property is already subject to and under the jurisdiction of the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality, which regulates health and environment on this particular site. Sunoco has been a good steward of this property. They acquired it in 2023 from Zenith Energy, which previously constructed the terminals. There have been no remediation issues or anything. There's no active spills or anything of that nature on this particular piece of property. I do want to note as well, and I think the town staff noted this, but there are no below grade pipelines that are being constructed as part of this project. Only above ground or above grade pipelines connecting the various tanks to one another. Those above ground lines will be constructed with appropriate leak protection and safety considerations in mind. Safety, obviously, I think is going to be front of mind with anything at this particular area. So in anticipation of this particular application, I did talk to Chief McDaniel and Selma Fire Department Chief, obviously, with respect to the safety data that that would be, the SDS sheet that was related to the additive that was going to be stored in this facility. He reviewed it. He and I talked, and he confirmed that he saw no need for additional fire suppression or other safety materials beyond that which was already being proposed. We understand that's a significant concern for Selma Fire Department as well as the town of Selma generally, and we want to be proactive about that with respect to our design. With respect to the neighboring property and causing a diminution of value or anything of that nature, I think we would suggest that this is the construction of a new above ground storage tank in a parcel of property where there's already existing above ground storage tanks. There is no residential property that's abutting it. There are no commercial properties that are abutting it. This is an industrial area that is within the vicinity of other similar like kind properties. There will be screening that's located next to the proposal as well. There are appropriate setbacks, and again, there will be considerable attention given to the safety with respect to the construction standards that are there. Unless you have any questions for me, I am glad to turn it over to Mudit Singh, who can talk some about the project specifications.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good evening, members of the planning board. My name is Mudit Singh. I'm a senior project engineer for Sunoco, managing this project at our Selma terminal. My remarks will focus on providing the board a technical overview of this project and demonstrating that this is an engineered improvement and meets the highest safety standards. I'll be referring to the site plan provided in the drawing number 5 in the set. That provides overview of the added infrastructure. At the core of this project is installation of the 19,400 gallon above ground storage tank. The tank is manufactured to the standard UL 142, a code that is recognized and satisfies the construction standards established by National Fire Protection Association Code 30. In addition, the tank is double wall, providing integrated secondary containment and design that includes interstitial monitoring for leak detection. We will add one pump and associated piping that will tie into the existing loading rack and to fill the tank. All piping is above grade, and the added pump motor will be explosion proof as required by NFPA 70 and 30 to handle flammable liquids. That concludes my technical overview, and we stand ready to execute this project with superior level of safety.
Thank you.
Unless you have further questions, and again, Caitlin's here if you have environmental concerns or questions about anything, and she's glad to answer those if the board does have any.
Thank you. We have a motion to present this to the council as presented.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We don't have any closed session items, so may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?